Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. I want to talk to black mothers about your relationships with your daughters. Let's get into this. We have a crisis in the relationship. We have a crisis in the trust. We have a crisis in the spiritual bond between black women and black girls, black mothers and black daughters. And we see this crisis. I see this crisis. Speaking from a psychological standpoint, a therapist standpoint, I see this crisis manifest at every stage of life. Every stage of life. I see black mothers in their 70s who have issues with their daughters in their 50s. I see black women in their 50s who have issues with their daughters in their 30s. I see black women in their 40s who have issues with their daughters in their 20s. We have to overcome this. We have to overcome this. Black women and black mothers, black women and their daughters, black mothers and their daughters, we have to deal with this situation. First and foremost, black mothers, I need you to understand that if your mother was abusive to you, you are likely to be abusive to your own daughter. Let me say that again. If your mother was verbally abusive to you, you are likely to be verbally abusive to your daughter. So the way that you can break the cycle, is by becoming conscious. You must become conscious of the conditioned behavior that your mother put into you. Okay? Your mother trained you to be abusive towards your daughter because she was abusive towards you. Your mother trained you to be abusive towards your daughter because she was abusive towards you. And so you have to practice eternal psychological consciousness. You have to practice eternal emotional awareness. You have to become aware of how your mother's dysfunctional parenting skills are now taking over and contributing to your dysfunctional parenting skills. When is the last time you said something good to your daughter? When is the last time you had something good to say to your daughter? Are you constantly criticizing your daughter? Are you constantly condemning your daughter? Are you constantly belittling and ridiculing your daughter? Some of you are going to say, I don't abuse my daughter. Some of you are going to say, I don't criticize my daughter. Some of you are going to say, I don't ridicule my daughter. And that might be true. But are you the type of mother who may not criticize, condemn, or ridicule because you don't spend no time with your daughter? In other words, you are guilty of the crime of emotional neglect because you don't invest emotionally in your daughter. Are you one of those types? Are you one of those emotionally uninvolved black mothers? Are you one of those emotionally uninvolved black mothers who don't hug your daughter, don't tell your daughter that you love your daughter? You don't even smile at your daughter. Raising your daughter is a business. You approach being a mother like it's a business. And then when I ask you, how much time do you spend with your daughter? You say something selfish like, my mother didn't spend no time with me and I turned out all right. My mother didn't spend no time with me and I turned out all right. How many of you have heard your mother say this? How many of you have heard a mother say this? That she don't have to spend no time with her daughter because her mother didn't spend no time with her. Selfish. A lot of mothers want to punish their daughter because they were punished. Let me say it again. A lot of black mothers want to punish their daughter because they were punished. There are black mothers who refuse to emotionally connect with their daughter, refuse to spend quality time with their daughter, refuse to nurture their daughter because they never got none themselves. And they are selfish. Selfish black mother syndrome. Selfish black mother syndrome. And black men, I want you to listen, because a lot of black men are guilty of the same with their sons. A lot of black men are guilty of the same with their sons. A lot of black men are guilty of the same with their sons. Why did you have children if you only brought them into this world to abuse them? To abuse them. But here's what I want all victims of maternal emotional abuse to understand. Black women, if you have been abused by your mother, the best way to deal with your abusive black mother is not to push back. Don't push back. Your mother wants you to push back because all she knows, the only way she knows how to communicate is through emotional violence. Don't give her what she's used to. Are you listening to me, black girls? Young black women? I'm talking to the daughters right now. If your mother abused you, neglected you, abandoned you, don't flip out. She wants that because that's the only language she knows, the language of emotional pain. Don't give her that. Instead, I love you, Mom. Kiss her on the head. I forgive you, Mom. She'll break down and cry in front of your face. Her spirit will make her break down and cry in front of your face. Look her in the face and say, Mom, you put me through a lot, but you still my mother. And I know you love me. And I know the way you treat me is because grandmom mistreated you. Grandmom mistreated you. And great-grandmom mistreated grandmom. And great-great-grandmom mistreated great-grandmom. And great-great-great-grandmom mistreated great-great-grandmom. So you are reacting to unconditioned, okay? You are reacting, mother, to a conditioned habit. So when your mother is abusing you verbally, don't internalize it. She is not in control. Your mother is unconscious. She don't even know that she's just passing along the dysfunctional habits of the previous generation. Your mother not conscious. And see, here's the other thing you got to understand. Since we have a Eurocentric view of childbirth, since we have a Eurocentric view of childbirth that says my child is mine, since we have a Eurocentric view of childbirth that says my child is mine, your mother sees you as the little her she can beat up on. Your mother sees you as the little her she can beat up on. Your mother sees you as her externalized internal. Your mother sees you as her externalized internal. Your mother sees you as her externalized internal. So do not react. She's unconscious. Your mother is traumatized. And a traumatized person isn't aware when they go into the trauma and start operating from the traumatic memory. I got my doctorate in clinical psychology to heal African people. I got my doctorate in clinical psychology to heal African people. I got my doctorate in clinical psychology to heal African people. Now, some of you are going to say, wait a minute, Dr. Umar. Some of you are going to say, wait a minute, Dr. Umar. Some of you are going to say, wait a minute, doc, my mother cursed at me. She smacked me. She talked about me to my aunts. She embarrassed me at school. What do you mean forgive? What do you mean forgive? Let me tell you what I mean by forgive. Let me tell you what I mean by forgive. In African culture, respect for parents, respect for grandparents, respect for elders, respect for ancestors is at a premium. We've lost that in America. Black America has lost that. But in African culture, respect for parents, respect for elders, respect for grandparents, respect for ancestors is at a premium. Not just because of social hierarchy and custom, not just because of etiquette and respect, but in the divine design of God's universe. In the divine design of God's universe. In the divine design of God's universe. Since your mother brought you into this world, regardless of what she has done to you, y'all better hear me out. There is no greater gift a mother gives a child than to procreate. Because a woman comes no closer to death than when she gives birth. I'm going to say it again. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me one time. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. The greatest gift a black woman can give to her child is the gift of birth. Because a mother comes closest to death. A woman comes closest to death when she gives birth. So in the fact that your mother procreated you, God created you, your mother procreated you. God created you, your mother procreated you. For the mere fact that your mother gave birth to you demands your respect no matter how she treats you. Do you know why? Why is your mother entitled to your respect no matter how she treats you? Number one, she gave you the gift of life, which almost took her life. She gave you the gift of life, which almost took your life. Number two, your mother's karma will come, but you had better not wish it on her. Your mother's karma will come, but you better not wish it on her. Your mother's karma will come, but you better not wish it on her. One of the best things I did for my life. My mother and I are close. My father and I are not. But I had to forgive my father for childhood experiences. Okay? My father was a harsh disciplinarian. I had to forgive him. And I did that decades ago because I knew that if I did not forgive my father for being the harsh disciplinarian that he was, I would have automatically married the trauma that I experienced. His karma would have became my karma, because when you hold a grudge with your parents, when you hold a grudge with your parents, you make their karma your karma. Forgiveness is to cut the karmic reaction. You could take it or leave it. You don't forgive to let nobody off the hook, because their karma from God is coming whether you forgive or not. So forgiveness is not letting anybody off the hook. Forgiveness is to interact the karmic chain of reaction. Forgiveness is to interrupt the intergenerational karmic chain of reaction. Black woman, one of the best things you can do to understand your mother, her abuse to you is nothing more than an external projection of her internal pain. Your mother needs love. Can you love somebody who you don't think deserves it? Can you love somebody who you don't think deserves it? See, we throw the word love around. We throw the word love around. Most of us think we love, but we don't. You have an emotional contract. You don't love. The first criteria for what you think is love, the first question, if you love this person, mom, dad, husband, wife, brother, sister, son, daughter, if you love this person, if you found out that person did something against you, does your love change? Because love is unconditional. Love is not a contract. There's no such thing as a love contract. The very nature of a contract violates the conditions of love. The very nature of a contract violates the conditions of love. When you say you love somebody, that means I am unconditionally committed to your best interests. You don't love your wife. You like your wife. You're emotionally attached to your wife. You might be psychologically dependent on your wife, but if your wife came home today, if your wife came home today, if your husband came home today, if your husband came home and said, guess what, baby? I found another person who I think is more conducive to me fulfilling my God-given destiny than you. I found someone who I think would be a better match for me and where I am headed than you. I haven't had sex with him or none of that, but I believe this is my soulmate. I apologize. I married you prematurely. I need this other person in my life. I want to be honest about this. I have outgrown you. You're not a bad person. I love you, but I have outgrown you. I need something more now. You were good for my 20s, but you're not good for my 30s. You were good for my 30s. You're not good for my 40s. You were good for my 40s. You're not good for my 50s. I need this other relationship. Would you say, thank you for all the good years that we had. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the children. Thank you for being honest with me. I thought we would be together forever. I'm hurt that you have to move on. But if God is telling you, if your ancestors are sending you to another man right now, if your ancestors are sending you to another woman right now, I want to wish you the best and say thank you for the time that we had. Give them a hug, give her a hug, give them a kiss, give her a kiss, and send them on their way. That's love. Because love says, I'm unconditionally committed to your best interests. I'm losing you because you don't understand love. That's why I'm losing you. I'm losing you because you don't understand love. Love ain't selfish. Love doesn't possess. To love somebody is to be uncompromisingly committed to their best interests. That ain't what you got. You know what you got in your relationship? As long as you keep your coochie to me, we good. As long as you keep your Shango stick to me, we good. I'm not approving of adultery. I want to be clear. I'm simply saying that the reason your relationship is working is because your partner is behaving in ways that you expect. The reason your relationship is working is because your partner is behaving in ways that you expect. The reason your relationship is working is because your partner is behaving in ways that you expect. See, when you behave in ways that my ego requires, as long as you do not earn the ill repute of my ego, as long as you do not rouse the appetite of destruction from the ego of the Negro, we good. But the minute Your life script differs from my ego's expectation. Because let's be honest, y'all don't get married for love. You did not marry that person only because you loved them. Most of you didn't marry at all. Most men marry for looks. Women marry for security. I'm going to say it again. Most men marry for looks. Women marry for security. I'm going to say it again. Love may come, but it don't often start there. Most women marry for security. Most men marry for looks. Love had nothing to do with it. And don't get me wrong. I don't need my wife to love me to be my wife, because I understand marriage is a contract. I don't need my wife to love me. I don't need love. I need commitment. I need honesty. I need trust. I need Pan-African consciousness. That's what I need. The love will come. Once she get the Ifa Tunde shakedown the love going to come. The hormones are going to start shooting off. The dopamine and all of the hormones that's going to bind us together. I'm not worried about no love. And that's why when people get a divorce, they try to destroy each other. Listen to me. If you are going through a divorce and you try to destroy the partner, you don't love them and you never did. If you're going through a divorce and you're trying to destroy the partner, you don't love them and you never did. If you're going through a breakup and you're trying to destroy the other partner, you don't love them and you never did. In fact, the reason you have to destroy them tells me. You know why you got to destroy them? Because you were emotionally or financially dependent on them. And you are angry that they have broken the dependency. They broke the emotional contract. They broke the sexual contract. They broke the financial contract. There wasn't no damn love. People who love each other don't go to divorce court. People who love each other ain't in custody court. People who love each other ain't in child support court. Who y'all think y'all playing with over here? This is King Kong consciousness. This is R.B. Jesus talking to you. I said this is R.B. Jesus talking to you. I said this is R.B. Jesus talking to you, brothers and sisters. Now let me get back to the daughters and the mothers. Let me get back to the daughters and the mothers. Let me get back to the daughters. R.B. Jesus, Hawaiian Sophie. Wait, Hawaiian Sophie, are you a sister or a snow bunny? Excuse me, all snow bunnies, no disrespect to you and the Neanderthal nation. This is a private conversation I'm having with the African family. If you are not an African, if you are not a descendant of the original inhabitants of the planet Earth, I respectfully request that you hop off the live right now. Much respect to the Mexican family, but this is not a conversation for Mexicans. Please get off my feed. Much respect to the European family, but this is not a conversation for Europeans. Please get off the feed. Oh, that's Sophie. It's peace and love, Sister Sophie. Your hair was loud. I'm not used to your hair being down that long, Sister Sophie. Good to see you, my queen. Now, African lemonade in the house, African vanilla, African pina colada. But listen to me, brothers and sisters. All 9 Africans hop off the live right now. I'm sure you have something better to do, like try to ruin the life of an African. Pop off. Pop off. Getting back to mothers and daughters. If you want your daughter to hate you, let me tell you the quickest ways you can get your daughter to hate you. One of the quickest ways you can destroy the relationship with your daughter. One of the quickest ways you could destroy the relationship with your daughter. I'm talking to black mothers. I'm talking to black mothers. And hit the Cash App while y'all at it, $ FDMG school. Hit the Cash App while y'all at it. This is RB Jesus. You get it? RBG. Zus. RBG. Zus. This is RB Jesus talking to you. RBG. E-Z-U-Z. RBG. E-Z-U-Z. RBG. E-Z-U-Z. RB Jesus. I'm the Jesus of the RBG movement. I'm the Black Christ. I'm the Messiah of 21st century Pan-Africanism. RB Jesus. But the quickest way, there you go. RB Jesus. There you go. Hashtag RBJesus. RBGEZUZ. RBJesus. Don't hate my brother, because that's what your girl going to say when she pull up on King Kong. She going to say RBJesus. That's what your girl going to say when she see me. 6'3" North Philly beard. She going to say RBJesus, okay? So don't hate my brother. Don't hate. I'll take your queen from you. And you know she'd rather be with me than you, so let's not go there. Ladies, the quickest way to make your daughter hate you. The quickest way to make your daughter hate you. Number one, call her unattractive. Women are socialized to be sexually attractive to men. I think we socialize them too early. Women are socialized to be sexually attractive to men. I think we socialize them too early. Women are socialized to be sexually attractive to men. I think we socialize them too early. Criticizing the way your black daughter looks, Lord have mercy. I've seen black women criticize their daughter's physical traits as early as 3 years old. Your nose is too big. Your lips are too big. Your hair is too nappy. You don't say that to your daughter. You ugly, too black, too yellow looking. You not shaped right. You shaped funny. You too fat. You gaining too much weight. You want to turn your daughter against you, black mother? You want to turn? I drank coconut milk. I drank coconut milk. My beautiful melanin drip skin, this is all ancestors. This is all ancestors right here. My dark chestnut skin, that's from the ancestors. Nothing I can do. You got some Ghana ancestors, some Congolese ancestors, some Cameroonian ancestors, some Nigerian ancestors. You got some Cuban African ancestors up there. You understand me? This is all ancestral beauty here. You understand? Don't hate the player, please hate the game. Don't hate the player, please hate the game. I only drink coconut milk. Regular milk gives me gas. I can't do cow's milk. It gives me gas. I'm lactose intolerant and I'm Negro-P.A intolerant. I said I'm lactose intolerant and I'm Negro-P.A intolerant. I said I'm lactose intolerant. You know what? I got a taste for a sweet potato pie. I got a taste for a sweet potato pie. Any of my Philly queens could whip me up a sweet potato pie? Can any of my Philly queens whip me up? Any of my South Jersey queens, can you whip me up a sweet potato pie? Any of my Delaware, where my Delaware queens at? Where my Delaware queens at? Can one of my Delaware queens whip me up a sweet potato pie? One of my South Jersey, my Camden queens, my Willingboro queens, can you whip me up a sweet potato? What about my Philly? Where my West Philly? Where my Southwest Philly queens at? Can I get a sweet potato pie? Anyway, let us refresh. I don't think I want a vegan sweet potato pie. No disrespect to the vegan mafia. I love the vegan mafia. FDMG going to be 90% raw and vegan. But I do not think I want a sweet potato pie with vegan ingredients. No disrespect. Rest in peace to Dr. Sabi. No disrespect. Rest in peace to Dr. Laila Africa. No disrespect. But my sweet potato pie got to be ghetto ingredients. My sweet potato pie got to be made by the hands of a black queen with regular ghetto ingredients. I want regular milk in my sweet potato. I want eggs. I want nutmeg. I want the raw. I don't want no vegan ass sweet potato pie. I don't want, that's not going to taste. It's going to be thin. It's going to be all watery. I don't want that shit. I'm sorry. I love my vegans. I'm going to be vegan one day soon. Okay. But my sweet potato pie, I need that to be ghetto. I need raw, down south, soul food ingredients. Your wife makes great pumpkin pie. Tell her to hook up DR.UMAR with the pumpkin pie, King. Just tell her to make me the pie. I don't want to see the wife, though. Respect to the family. Tell her to make me the pie. I don't want to see the wife, though. Respect to the family. Tell her to make me the pie. I don't want to see the wife, though. Respect to the family, because if I see her and I'm eating her food, that's a bond. We don't need the bonds like that. We got to keep the bonds right, because the way to a man's stomach and the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So just give me the pie. Don't let me see the queen. We don't even want to go into that. Respect black love. Pass me the pie. I don't want to see the queen. Pass me the pie. Don't let me see the queen. She's already taken. Just pass me the pie. Just pass me the pie. Ladies, do not criticize your daughter's physical traits. Do not criticize your daughter's physical traits. Trauma, you got some sweet potato pie for me in Alabama? But why is your name Trauma, though? That's very scary, my sister, for a black woman to call herself Trauma. I don't like that name. I don't like Trauma for you, my Alabama queen. I do not like you calling yourself Trauma. Why do you call yourself Trauma? Trauma is not a good thing to be, my sister. Trauma is not a good thing to be, my sister. Trauma is, I need you to change that name, Trauma. There's nothing good about Trauma. That's like calling yourself death, calling yourself a plague, calling yourself abuse. I don't need you calling yourself Trauma. I need you to change that. The curvaceous one. Uh-oh. She named herself 5'5" thick in the thighs, but we consciousness over cookies right now. And we politics over punani right now. We revolution over romance. Ladies, do not criticize your daughter's looks. Do not criticize your daughter's looks. Light-skinned mothers. I want to talk to light-skinned mothers right now. Light-skinned mothers with dark-skinned daughters, listen up. Light-skinned mothers with dark-skinned daughters, listen up. African vanilla, African lemonade, pina colada, African women with fudge daughters, chocolate daughters, dark brown, sweet brown sugar daughters. Listen to me. There is nothing worse than a light-skinned mother. There is nothing worse than a light-skinned mother parading her light-skinned features in front of her dark-skinned daughter. Because all you're going to do is make your dark-skinned daughter hate herself. If your daughter don't look like you light-skinned, and you all into the light-skinned supremacy culture, if you a light-skinned mother with a dark-skinned daughter, you got to start from birth making that girl love her chocolate skin. You got to start from birth defending your daughter against light-skinned supremacy, racism, and discrimination. That's right. You got to tell your mother, if you're not going to spend time with my chocolate daughter, the way you spend with my butter almond daughter, the way you spend with my pina colada daughter, you won't see none of my daughters. You will not mistreat my chocolate daughter. You got to tell your boyfriend, your ex-husband, your husband, you will not mistreat my dark-skinned daughter. Light-skinned mothers, you got to go to war for your chocolate daughter. I see too many light-skinned mothers making their dark-skinned daughters feel inferior by not validating their African features. You got to validate your chocolate daughter's African features because she will have a beauty complex the rest of her life. She will never think she looks good enough because her mother was a light-skinned supremacist. Not light-skinned, but a light-skinned supremacist, meaning you think light is better. And you got a chocolate daughter. All your friends are light-skinned. What are you saying to your daughter? You ain't got no dark-skinned friends. All the pictures in the house is light-skinned and white. What are you saying to your daughter when all you do is light-skinned people? Light-skinned pictures, light-skinned movies, light-skinned activities. You telling your daughter she not good enough. You never have to open your mouth. She can see it through example. You never have to open your mouth. Your daughter can see it through example. You never have to open your mouth. Your daughter can see it through example. Sometimes I cringe when I see a light-skinned mother with a dark-skinned daughter. Sometimes I cringe when I see a light-skinned mother with a dark-skinned daughter. Sometimes I cringe when I see, because a lot of light-skinned mothers will reject their dark-skinned daughters unconsciously. I've seen light-skinned mothers reject their dark-skinned daughters, and I've seen dark-skinned mothers reject their light-skinned daughters. I've had women tell me, my mother said I came out too light. My mother says she don't like me. I look too much like the white man. We got to get over this. Black is black no matter how light. Black is black no matter how dark. We got to get over the skin color wars, brothers and sisters. Do not criticize your daughter's beauty. Number 2. Don't criticize your daughter in front of other people. Lord have mercy. There is nothing worse than a mother who berates her daughter in front of other people. Lord have mercy. If you got to give your daughter some feedback, take her into another room. If you got to give your daughter some feedback, go out to breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You got to give your daughter some feedback, go for a walk in the park. Black mother, don't you ever criticize your daughter in front of other people. And don't compare your daughters with her sisters. Lord have mercy. If you got 5 daughters, you better treat them the same, and you better never show favoritism. Don't you ever compare one child to the next. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. You are sowing the seeds of sibling rivalry. You are sowing the seeds of sibling rivalry. You are showing the seeds of sibling rivalry, and your daughters will hate each other because the mother put them against each other. Oh, my oldest daughter was a lawyer. My second oldest daughter got married and started a business. My youngest daughter, she ain't nobody. She ain't doing nothing with her life. She just a waste. I wish I never had that child. She ain't had nothing but problems since I had. You don't say nothing like that about your child. And guess what? The child you criticize might be the only one to take care of your ass when you get old. That same child you criticizing might be the only one who loves you enough to take care of you when you get old. That child you beating up on, black woman, you better be careful, because you got 6 kids, but the one you treating like shit might be the one that stop you from going to the old folks' home. Karma is one hell of a force. Karma is one hell of a force. Karma is one hell of a force. When God created karma, I don't even know if the Lord knew what the Lord was doing when the Lord gave birth to the concept of as you sow, so shall you reap. As you sow, so shall you reap. As you sow, so shall you reap. Don't talk about your daughter's color. Don't talk about her looks. Don't criticize her in front of other people. And you know what else you better not do? If you want a good relationship with your daughter, do not put your boyfriend or your husband in front of your child. Lord have mercy. Lord, I think 40% of the women I know who don't like their mother, 40% of the women I know who don't like their mother, 40% of the women I know who don't like their mother is due to the fact that the mother put the man above their child. And some of you have chosen men who have sexually abused your child. Oh, Lord have mercy. You are still with the man who sexually abused your daughter. She will hate you. She will despise you. Don't put no man in front of your child. They go for fathers too. Most of this wisdom is good for the daddy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal. That's why Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey, I'm going to have healing sessions. I'm going to have healing sessions for women abused by their mother. I'm going to have healing sessions for women abused by their father. I'm going to have healing sessions for men abused by their dad. I'm going to have healing sessions for men abused by their mother. I'm going to have healing sessions for the ex-offenders and healing sessions for the chemically addicted and those who are suffering from an intoxication of white supremacy and culture. Because most of us need a detox from white supremacy and culture. Most black people have overdosed on their addiction to white supremacy and culture. Lord have mercy. Am I preaching right now? Is R.B. Jesus preaching? Is R.B. Jesus preaching right now? Is R.B. Jesus preaching right now? You need a detox from white culture. Snow bunny crisis, man. We're going to have a snow bunny crisis therapy. All black men with snow bunnies, I'm going to have a therapeutic session for you coons. All black men who are bunny hopping around the country, I'm going to have a therapeutic session for you. Try to get you on back to the race. Try to get you on back to the race. Trying to get you on, got to detox from white culture, white racism. Time to detox. Black mothers, spend time with your daughters. Spend time with your daughters. Stop being jealous of your daughter. Too many black women are competing with their daughters. Too many black women are competing with their daughters. Stop competing with your daughter. Okay, she looks better than you looked at her age, but that's your daughter. Be proud. You brought her into the world. If you didn't have a European ego, see, the European's ego begins with himself. The African egos begin with the family. European ego begins with the individual. African ego begins with the family. European ego begins with the self. African ego begins with the family. What I'm saying in African culture, anybody in the family do good, I'm doing good. Anybody in the family hit the lottery, I hit the lottery. Anybody in the family got a doctorate degree, I got a doctorate degree. Anybody in the family open up their own business, I open up my own business. Anybody in the family doing their thing, I'm doing my thing. African ego is the family. Brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles, if anybody do well, we all do well, because the family is the basic unit of existence, not the individual. Be proud of your daughter. That's an extension of yourself. Why are you beating up on yourself? Why are you beating up on your daughter? You got low self-esteem, so you want your daughter to have low self-esteem. Stop. You got low self-esteem, so you want your daughter to have low self-esteem. Stop. Shame on black fathers who see black mothers abuse their daughters and turn a blind eye. Shame on black fathers who see black mothers abuse your daughters and don't say nothing about it. Shame on black men who watch your baby mom, your fiance, your girlfriend, your wife emotionally destroy your daughter and you don't say nothing about it. How many black men are complicit in the maternal emotional abuse of our daughters because they too scared to tell the wife, stop being jealous of my damn daughter before I leave your ass. Stop being jealous of my damn daughter before I leave your ass. That's your daughter. Be proud of our daughter. We made her together. God blessed her through us, blessed us with her. Stop being jealous of my daughter or I will take her and leave your ass. All for one, one for all. But if you are the victim of maternal abuse, if you are the victim of maternal abuse, if you are the victim of maternal abuse, you better find a way to forgive. I didn't say you got to forget, but you better forgive. Because if you don't forgive your mother, you will be cursed by karma to be the same kind of mother to your own daughter. I'm going to say it again. You ever notice how those who can't forgive their parents become their parents to their own child? Have you ever noticed the people who hate their parents the most become their parents towards their own child? You must forgive your parent to cut the karmic cycle from resurrecting in your relationship with your child. You have to break the karmic cycle. Forgiveness will break the intergenerational cycle of karma. If you don't forgive your mother, if you don't forgive your father, you will be the same way against your children. Because the fact that you are holding a grudge carries the karma over into your life, into your family. Forgiveness is power. Forgiveness is power. Forgiveness is freedom. Forgiveness is spiritual freedom. Because let me explain something to you, my grudge holders. That's why when I meet a woman, first thing I got to evaluate is her self-esteem. The worst thing you can do is date somebody with low self-esteem. The only way they respond to a breakup is with drama. People with high self-esteem, okay, it didn't work out. I might be hurt. God will send me somebody else. I thought this was going to be better than what it was, but I believe in myself to get back out here and rebuild my life. High self-esteem. High vibrations, high self-esteem. You dating somebody with low self-esteem, that means low vibrating ego, low vibrational mind. When you break up with them, they might kill you. They might kill you. That's low vibration. These people out here being murdered by their lovers, it ain't their fault. It's not their fault. They didn't know they could do that. But if you dating somebody with low self-esteem, that's a low vibrating spirit right there. That's a spiritual vampire. A low self-esteem person is a spiritual vampire. That's why when you break up with them, they don't know how to move on because they got low confidence, low vibrations. I'm the Pan-African preacher. I'm the Pan-African preacher. I'm the Pan-African preacher. R.B. Jesus. Pastor R.B. Jesus. Forgive your mother, black woman, or you will be cursed to be the same type of mother to your child. Forgive your mother, black woman, or you will be cursed to be the same type of person towards your own child. Forgive your mother, black woman. To hold that grudge, you got to go down to her vibration. To hold that grudge, you got to go down to her vibration. To hold that grudge, you got to go down to that vibration. I want black women and black daughters to have a better relationship. One thing I'm going to do at FDMG, is the Black Mothers Daughters Brunch. We're going to bring all the black mothers and their daughters together for fun building activities, getting to know each other activities. FDMG is going to be heaven on earth. Yes, we happy about the school. Yes, we happy about the school. Yes, we happy about the school. But it's going to be so much more than that. It's going to be so much more than that. Well, my dear sister, if you are a Jesus freak, if you so caught up in your religion that you think that you have a monopoly on a name, his name was not even Jesus, first of all. His name was not even Jesus, first of all. He was not even the first Messiah, first of all. There were plenty of messiahs, but I'm not going to get into that because I don't debate religion. I'm going to leave you in your religious ignorance. I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to block you too because now you're going to come back with more talk, so you got to go. And your hair is permed. And your hair is permed. And your hair is perm. I like them nappy. I like the queen's natural. I like the queen's natural. I just wanted to get on here. Black daughter, tell your mother, remember, you got to kill negativity with positivity. You got to overcome negativity with positivity. This is Pastor R.B. Jesus. You got to overcome negativity with positivity. You don't overcome negativity with negativity. You don't overcome negativity with negativity. You overcome negativity with positivity. If your mother is negative, kill her with kindness. Kill the evil spirit. Mom, I'm taking you to brunch. Mom, I'm taking you out for your birthday. Mom, I'm cooking for you for Mother's Day. Treat your mother good because she is your mother. And when your mother say, why are you treating me good? When your mother says, why are you treating me good? I mistreated you. When your mother says, why are you treating me good? I don't deserve this. When your mother shows guilt and shame for how good you treat her, you say, because you my mother and you gave me life. No matter how bad you treated me, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. The closest you will ever come to death, mama, is when you gave birth to me. You almost took your own life in order to give me life. You almost took your own life in order to give me life, mama. You almost took your own life in order to give me life, mama. So I thank you for that. You ain't perfect and I'm not perfect. But I tell you what, I will learn from your example how to be a better mother to your granddaughter. Kill negativity with positivity. Somebody being negative, sometimes the best thing you can do is say nothing. Let that evil spirit pass you on by. If you engage the evil spirit, you just went down in vibration. The minute you engage an evil spirit, you just reduced your spiritual vibration. When someone is being possessed by the demon of negativity, why would you engage the demon lest the demon possesses you? If someone is possessed with the demon of negativity, why would you engage the negativity lest it possesses you? You got to hit the Cash App. If you can't give us $5, give us $1. If you can't give us $50, give us $20. If you can't give us $100, give us $50. If you can't give us $500, give us $100. Hit your Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit your Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. If you need to reach me by text message, 215-989-9858.